Om Shri Sai Ram. I offer my most humble salutations at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Mother Sai. Respected elders, my dear brothers and sisters, very loving Sai Rams to all of you. My heartfelt gratitude to our Bhagwan and to his instruments in this region for facilitating such a beautiful satsang, where he has allowed what he very lovingly once called a part-time devotee to dwell in his divine glory. It is a great fortune to be in satsang, to be reminded of his glory, to be in communion with him. There was a devotee in London. He visited Prashanti Nilayam and Bhagavan granted an interview to him. And obviously, the devotee was on top of the world. He was so happy. At the end of the interview, Swami looked at him very lovingly and he said, "You come back for Guru Purnima. I will see you." This devotee was so excited. Not only that he got an interview, but Swami is asking him to come back to Guru Purnima again. He automatically assumed that he is going to get an interview around Guru Purnima time. So as soon as he goes back to London, he makes travel plans and he comes back 1 week before Guru Purnima so that, Swami has enough time to notice him. So as soon as he arrives in Prashanti Nilayam, on the very first day, he is sitting there. Swami makes eye-to-eye contact. When Swami sees you, it is absolutely clear that he is seeing you. His eyes are like an arrow, like a bullet. He made eye-to-eye contact, one-on-one eye-to-eye contact, and this man was excited. Registration done. Swami saw me, so he is happy. One more day passes by, one more day passes by. Every day, Swami would make eye contact and walk away. Now, Guru Purnima comes and goes. It has been a week. And this man is now getting a little impatient. "Swami, you said you will see me. So I am here." Few days pass by. Every day, Bhagavan will make eye contact. He will not talk to him. He will not call him for an interview. This man even changed his return date of travel and postponed his ticket. He tried and every day he was praying, but every single day, Swami was not talking, simply making eye contact, and frustrated, dejected, this man goes back to London, fuming, angry, and upset about Swami. And he goes back, and this was still bothering him. Several weeks pass by, And he was going through some difficult situation in his life. A few months later, so he goes and consults a renowned astrologer to get his chart, horoscope studied to find remedy for his situation. So that astrologer, a very highly knowledgeable, highly respected astrologer, he reads and interprets this man's chart, and he was very baffled, and he started looking at this devotee with utter surprise. And he started asking him questions about how authentic is the information that you gave me. Are you sure this was your date of birth? Are you sure all these things have happened to you? And this man confirmed everything. And this man, this astrologer, is looking at his chart and looking at this man in disbelief and saying, are you sure? And then he said, I have a specific question for you. Where were you in this month? A few months ago. At the time of Guru Purnima, where were you? He asked. And this man said, I was in Prashanti Nilayam at the Divine Lotus feet. This astrologer said, based on all the knowledge that I have, all I can tell you is that you are not supposed to be alive after that. You were supposed to face a grave danger. At that time, it looks like that Lord brought you and kept you in his fold, locked you in eye contact every single day, kept you in his wings safely protected. When the danger passed, he lifted the wings so that you can fly back and live. When we are in satsang, it is his protection on all of us, brothers and sisters. Our beloved Bhagavan protecting us, guarding us, guiding us. What a great fortune this is. How much compassion the Lord has to have for each and every one of us to protect us in this journey. And this Lord once spoke to a good acquaintance of mine, a very, very loving devotee. And this family, his entire family, had been in Swami's fold since the 1950s. And ever since this man's father came to Swami's fold, Swami has been giving so much attention to their family in his physical form. Everybody in their family, Swami would, every child that was born, Swami would name the child. Every occasion, every wedding, Swami would perform. And every year, Swami had a habit of actually bringing all the family members together, the brothers and the spouses and all the children, and would grant an interview every single year. He did that until the very last year. And one day Swami was talking to this man. He said, Ashok, you know why I talk to you and talk to your family so much? You know why I pay you so much attention? And this man said, Swami, I don't know, we are just very fortunate, Swami. Swami said very lovingly, those days, when your father came to me, nobody believed in Swamida, but your father believed in me. I will be forever grateful to him for that. Our beloved Bhagavan, guarding, guiding and protecting us, showing that he is grateful to his devotees for believing in him. That is our beloved Bhagavan. Many years ago, when Swami declared the water project for the city of Chennai, I was very fortunate to be attending in that discourse in Vrindavan. A week later, Bhagavan granted an interview to me. And I was all excited, full of energy. And in that interview, I asked the Swami, because the Swami has announced this big project. So I have to ask Swami something. Great chance. So I said, Swami, please give me an opportunity to be part of your projects, Swami. Instantly, Swami looked at me very, very intently and he said, your mind is my project. Only God can say that with that level of authority. So, I mentioned that today it would be dwelling on the topic of prayer. How Swami made this mind his project. I have a title for that project, Extreme Makeover Mind Edition. When I was 8 years old, I always used to play with a boy who lived in my neighborhood. And one Sunday afternoon, I went looking for him and he was nowhere to be found. So I inquired around where this boy went all of a sudden, and they all pointed me to this particular house in the neighborhood. They said, this boy is sitting there. And we always used to be very mischievous and playful. And so I really missed this boy. So I went looking for him all the way and went to that house upstairs, and I went and saw this boy, who is so full of mischief, was sitting very peacefully and quietly with a group of children sitting there. And I was surprised and I automatically became silent and wondered what this place is. I also went and sat there. That was the first time I saw a picture of Bhagavan. So I asked that lady who was teaching something to these kids, later who became a great source of inspiration because she was my first Bal Vikas teacher. I asked her, who is this? And to this day, I am so thankful to Bhagavan for sending that kind of an answer through this instrument to me. She did not waste any time, mince any words. She simply said, Hari, he is your God. She did not try to give me a complicated explanation as to what this is, why this is. No, he is your God. Whatever you want, you can ask him. That's all. And my mother came chasing after some time, since I was not to be found, breaking things. She was wondering where I was, and she came and she found that I was sitting very, very quietly. She was surprised about that too, and she inquired about the whole class and everything, and she said, okay, let them continue. That is how Bhagavan pulled me into his fold. Many years later, when Bhagavan granted an interview for the first time, the first thing Swami said to me was, hey fellow, I know how you were. He was not simply referring to this lifetime in this body, he is referring to the full journey. I know how you were. What you are today is because of bhajans, he said. So continue to sing. Bhajo Radhe Govinda Bhajo Shyam Gopal भजो राधे गोविंद भजो श्याम गोपाल, श्याम गोपाल भजो मुरली गोपाल, श्याम गोपाल भजो मुरली गोपाल, भजो राधे गोविंद भजो श्याम गोपाल, केशव नरहरि श्याम गोपाल, केशव नरहरि श्याम गोपाल, माधव मुरहर मुरली गोपाल, माधव मुरहर मुरली गोपाल, भजो राधे गोविंद भजो श्याम गोपाल, श्याम गोपाल भजो मुरली गोपाल, भजो राधे गोविंद भजो श्याम गोपाल, केशव नरहरि श्याम गोपाल, माधव मुरहर मुरली गोपाल, माधव मुरहर मुरली गोपाल, भजो राधे गोविंद भजो श्याम गोपाल. So having learnt the very first message about Swami, that he is God and that you can ask him whatever you want and don't hesitate to ask anything. Many years later, Swami would confirm that to me. He said to me very, very lovingly, you have every right to ask me, Da, he said. I have every right to give you, he said. So I started praying left, right and center shamelessly for everything. So when there is an important exam or when the results are going to be announced for that exam, when I was in school, I would tear up all the pictures of Swami from various books that I used to read and keep Swami's pictures everywhere around my bed. So when I wake up, I have to wake up looking at Swami's picture wherever I woke up, in whatever direction. Because if that happens, I'm going to pass, get great marks and grades and so on. Everything was directed to him. So when our family moved from this little town in Tamil Nadu and later settled in Bangalore, again through prayer, I landed a nice job. I was young, full of energy, and I bought a motorcycle with all that energy, to channel all that energy. So when I was 21 years old, I had a fascination for black color dress. So I have to always wear a black pant and a black shirt. My motorcycle was also black in color. So I had a black color helmet, black sunglasses, black gloves, with a black shoe, and I would zoom around in Bangalore in my motorcycle because I felt I was on top of the world. And even though I had this Bal Vikas upbringing, that here is a God who has entered our life, I got distracted by all the wonderful things Bangalore had to offer. So I would zoom around in Bangalore, specifically in this road called MG Road. And there is an intersection of this other road called Brigade Road. MG Road and Brigade Road became my destination every day. I would zoom around. I don't know whom I was trying to impress. And I don't know if anybody was really impressed. And I would zoom around every single day, and my family would tell me, why don't you go for Swami's darshan? Swami has come to Vrindavan. And I would say, no, I will not go. My sister used to insist, even if you want money for gasoline, for filling in the motorcycle, I will give you that money. Please go. Swami will give you darshan. And I would ask, oh, if I go, will he look at me? Will he talk to me? Will he give me an interview? Will he give me a ring? And my family would tell, of course he will give all of that. Don't you know that whatever you ask, he will give? So, unable to bear that pressure, one day I thought, okay, just to satisfy them, I will go to Vrindavan. So I went to Vrindavan for the first time. I still remember it was January 26th, that too because it was a holiday in India, Republic Day. So I went to Vrindavan in my black and black avatar. And I went and sat at the very back holding my helmet like this, waiting for Bhagavan to grant his darshan. Swami stepped out. Those days Swami was granting darshan in the Sai Ram shed, and Swami started walking on the sand. Of course, Swami did not see me in the physical form. He did not talk to me that day. As I was sitting way at the back, as I was looking at Swami, I did something very smart. Even though embodiment of ignorance and stupidity that I was, I did something really, really smart that day. I sat at the back and I offered a prayer at his lotus feet. I said, Swami, you know that I am up to no good. I am wasting away my time and life. I know you are that very God. I am in bad company. I have developed all these habits. But Swami, I don't know how to come out of this. I don't know what you will do, Swami. But here is a prayer. Please change me, Swami. You may be wondering what is smart about this. As the Lord's project has gone through several phases, the mind project, Bhagavan taught me how important prayer is. How every prayer he listens to very, very intently. Not even one random thought escapes him. He listens to each and every one of our prayers, number one. And once we offer a prayer, he takes full charge of that prayer. And he will fulfill that. And also, he taught the way to pray. That was the smart thing I did. In spite of not knowing how to pray, I prayed, because when sometimes we pray for things, even if they are materialistic things to ask, when we pray, we tend to attach a project plan with our prayers. We tend to give a deadline to Swami. Swami, I want this. By the way, you have 3 months. And we will give suggestions and guidance to Swami. Swami, you can use all these resources and so on. And then, along the way, we will also have review meetings with Swami. Swami, what about that prayer? Are you still working on it? I hope you are taking care of it, because the moment you take care of that, my next prayer is already ready. It is waiting in the queue, Swami. We attach all these things, but when we offer a prayer at His lotus feet, we don't know when we are ready to receive the benefit of the prayer. The Lord has to prepare us. He has at His disposal all the resources in this world. He has to prepare us, utilize the right resources at the right timeline, so that that prayer can be answered. So we have to leave it to Him completely as to how He is going to answer that prayer. That was the smart thing I did that day. I did not give Him a project plan. I said, Swami, you change me, because I don't know how to change. And the Lord took full charge of that prayer. Even now, I don't know what happened. In exactly 3 months, from January till April, at the very end of April, I don't know what exactly happened, specific series of incidents. The Lord pulled all the right strings in the heart. I was going back in the very same motorcycle to the very same Brindavan, this time wearing a white dress. What happened? I don't know. I don't need to know, because the Lord answered the prayer. There was a devotee in Malaysia. As he entered the Sai fold, he started committing more and more time to Swami's activities, and he came to Prashanti Nilayam. And though he had accepted Swami as God, Swami was new to him. We are not new to Swami. Swami is new to us, this form. So Swami was new to him, so he was wondering whether he can actually commit his entire life. He wanted to do so much for Swami out of his love, but he was hesitant, because he had a family to support and he had all these ambitions. So he was sitting in darshan and he started writing a letter to Swami. He said, Swami, I can dedicate myself at your lotus feet, do all these wonderful things, Swami, all these amazing seva projects and all that. But Swami, I am still young. I want to achieve this particular thing in my career. I want this title, this position. And I want this house with this kind of a configuration. And I want my children to get this kind of education. And I want this kind of bank balance, so that they will be taken care of, my family will be taken care of. And he had all these things. And very interestingly, he did not list all these things on the first day. First day he wrote only a couple of things. That is another interesting thing we do about prayers. We are not sure. Our list never seems to be ending. So he added a couple of things and waited, saying, Swami, please fulfill this. And he was holding the letter. Swami did not even come near him. So it gave him more time to think more and add one more thing to that list. Again, Swami did not come. So he added one more, and he had this long list of things that he wanted done in his life. Swami just did not come near him at all. So it made him introspect more and more, and he read his letter and he thought, what a fool I am. Aparada kshama karo Sai Bhagwan. Please forgive my mistake. The biggest mistake we can do is wasting our time on this planet. And here, he was wasting, asking for all these silly little things. He tore that letter up and he wrote a new letter. He said, Swami, what a fool I was asking. Please forgive me for asking all those silly little things, Swami. Here's what I really want. Make this street dog a street light, he wrote. And folded it and kept it. The Lord came running to him the next day. grabbed that letter. He went back and started committing himself to the organization. Suddenly the organization, Sai organization, made him some important person in the organization, and he was buried fully in Sai organization activities. Morning till evening. There was no weekend break. There is no break once you come to Swami. And he worked so hard for years and years and years. Not focusing on anything else, but focusing only on Swami. Many years passed by. He completely even forgot that he had written this letter and Swami had taken this letter. One day, suddenly, he remembered that letter and he realized Swami had fulfilled each and every one of those desires he had written up in that letter that he tore up. Everything, the bank balance, the position, the children, the house, everything was given. Because when you focus on Swami, he takes care of everything else. And that is what I did that day, asking Swami, Swami, please change me. And the Lord brought me into his fold back. And I joined the Sevadal volunteers in Vrindavan. And as I started learning the Sevadal system in Vrindavan, I started observing everything. And in our house in Bangalore, there was a poster on the wall that said, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba is the head of this household. A silent listener in every conversation, an unseen guest in every meal. And I used to read a lot of books about Swami. Devotees have written their experiences and so on. And I used to read all that and look at this poster and the picture of Swami. One day I was sitting in front of that picture and asked Swami, this is very true based on all these experiences I read in these books. What this picture says is very true. That you are the head of every household. And many times you have proven to many devotees, you are a silent listener to all the conversations. You are there. But Swami, I haven't experienced it. How nice it will be, Swami, if you show that to me also. And I prayed, how nice, Swami, if you show you are that silent listener to every conversation. One day, on an evening when I went back from my work back home, my mother was eagerly waiting to talk to me. And I was very young at that time. And my mother said, Hari, this proposal has come for you. And most of you know what that means. This proposal means for getting married. And shall we proceed and start talking to this girl's family? And Swami says, if you cannot oblige, at least speak obligingly. But instead of speaking obligingly, I got so upset with my mother. And I started shouting at her. I became so angry. I said, Amma, are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? See how young I am. And I don't want to ever get married. I am not interested in getting married, but let me tell you this, Amma. Even if Swami tells me I won't get married. Oh, really? So when we bring Swami like this into the equation, okay, let's see. So very next day, I went to Vrindavan. As a Sevadal volunteer, I had a dedicated place in the Sai Ram shed for crowd control. So I went and took my position there. And just before Swami was about to come out for darshan, the leader of the Sevadal organization at that time in Bangalore, he came specifically looking for me. Not that he knew me or anything. He said, "Boy, you come with me." And he took me and he said, "You go stand there." And this is a place in Brindavan, Bhagavan's residence, Trai Brindavan is this side. The Sai Ram shed is that side. There is a Kalyana Mandapam building. There is a student's hostel. He made me stand in between the Kalyana Mandapam and the hostel building. There is nobody there to control. Nobody will come, not even an ant will come there. So he made me stand there saying, "You stand here." This is along Swami's path as he goes for darshan. So Swami stepped out. I was standing there with nothing to do. I was still thinking about whatever had happened the previous evening at home. I had shouted at my mother and all that. And Swami went and granted darshan. As he was granting darshan, he sent one girl, a young girl, for an interview. And this girl was walking in front of me. And as this girl was walking in front of me, I was thinking about the topic that was discussed at home the previous evening. And without elaborating too much, let me just say that I got a not so noble thought. And that girl went inside, and as soon as that thought came, I started feeling miserable about myself. I thought, "Swami, what a horrible person I am. With so much baggage, because of your grace, I have come to your fold. And here, after having come to your fold, my mind right in the holiest abode in this entire planet, where in your ashram, right here in your presence, my mind is wandering like a mad monkey." Swami says mind is a mad monkey, not a regular monkey. At least regular monkey can be controlled. Mad monkey, like a mad monkey, my mind is wandering right here. "Swami, what a horrible person I am." I started feeling miserable, saying how horrible this is. I have not improved at all. I have not made any progress. I am not worthy of Swami, and all these thoughts are going in my head. And at that time, Swami was walking back to his residence. As he was walking in front of me, I offered a very intense prayer saying, "Swami, whatever such silly mistakes I do, because it was about to happen in the future also. Swami, however much this mad monkey mind wanders in the future, Swami, you are the best thing that can ever happen to anybody. You are the best thing that has happened to me, Swami. I don't want to ever leave you, Swami. I should always be at your lotus feet. So whatever mistakes I do, Swami, please forgive my mistakes, Swami. Please always keep me at your lotus feet. I always should be in your fold, Swami. Whatever happens." Very intense prayer. As I was praying very intensely like that, Bhagavan just stopped. He just stopped and turned towards me and he said, "Hey boy, come here." I ran to Bhagavan and he asked, "What are you doing?" I said, "Swami, computer engineer, Swami." Computer engineer. Then with a mischievous smile, Swami asked, "I have sent one girl inside. You want to marry her?" I said, "Yes, Swami." And he said, "You buffalo, Dunnapotha, take Pada Namaskar," he said. I fell at his feet, took Pada Namaskar. Of course, I did not marry that girl that day. I did not go into that interview room. However, in those few seconds of interaction, how many things Bhagavan proved, how many prayers he answered. I prayed, "Bhagavan, will you prove to me that you are the silent listener? Every conversation, not even a random thought escapes this Lord." Not even a random thing. Just on the topic of marriage, because it is a very interesting topic. Many years passed by. I started living in California, and my parents were actively looking for a suitable match for me. But my father, he is very, very knowledgeable and learned about the horoscopes. He is very, very particular about horoscopes matching, perfectly matching. So he would reject most of the prospect brides because the horoscopes did not match, and here I was getting desperate 10,000 miles away. So one day I was sitting in my apartment thinking, having a conversation with Swami in silence, saying, Swami, as it is, the chances of finding somebody for me are so bleak. On top of that, if my father applies all these conditions, will I ever get married? And as I was thinking, then I said, Swami, will you please tell this father not to, be a little easy on these rules? So very, very casual thought. I forgot all about it. In several months passed by, and Bhagavan granted an interview to our family, and Bhagavan was talking to all of us, our parents and my sister and myself, and as Swami was talking, suddenly in the middle of the conversation, Swami looked at my father and started giving him a long discourse about horoscopes. He said, you and your horoscopes, everything has to match. All this, he started telling my father about why it is not important, and he said, see, Sita and Rama, all the 10 aspects of their horoscope matched, but see what happened to them, they went to the forest. And he started telling all these things, and then the most beautiful thing was, after telling my father, he turned to me and smiled. I gotcha. It was not about changing my father's outlook on the particular topic. It was about acknowledging to me, saying, fellow, the random thought that you had was not that random after all. Every thought gets registered. Every prayer reaches his lotus feet. As I was developing Bhagavan, with Bhagavan's grace, developing this desire to be closer and closer to Bhagavan, something I started noticing during my Sevadal days. Swami once said this to a group of students, a group from London. He said, when it comes to Swami, you should be greedy, selfish, and jealous, he said. You should be greedy, you want more of Swami in your entire life, not just about the physical. You should be jealous when somebody is more devoted to Swami than you are, wanting that kind of devotion. You should be selfish, saying, I want to preserve this so much. So, when I saw something every morning, when I used to go to Darshan and to do my Sevadal duty, I saw from the hostel building, the boys would go in a line and go into Bhagavan's residence. I did not even know who they were and where they were going, why they were going inside. Why can't they sit here? Why are they going inside? And I learned that these were Swami students in the hostel, and they will get darshan in front of Strai Vrindavan, Swami's residence, and then Swami comes out. I started getting very jealous. How amazing this is. And one day when I was doing this crowd control in the evening, Bhagavan used to conduct bhajans in the Kalyana Mandapam those days. I did not even know when the students started singing. At that time I was so ignorant, I did not even know that it was actually live bhajans going on. The quality of the bhajans were so good. I thought somebody is playing some kind of a CD or cassette or something. It was so good, I asked, what is this? This is so amazing, but I have never heard this recording before. Somebody said, this is live, students are singing. I became all the more jealous. Students singing like angels. So amazing. That is why they get all these chances. I developed this immense desire for singing bhajans. So because of that, I used to attend one bhajan every single day in Bangalore. Every day. I had this whole calendar mapped out. I knew exactly which Samiti had bhajans on which day in which part of the city. Third Tuesday of this month, this Basaveshwara Nagar Samiti has this bhajan. And second Monday of the month, this all of that I had mapped out, and I would go to all these Samitis with so much of enthusiasm. But unfortunately, my enthusiasm was not matched by those Samitis. They would not let me sing. They will make me sit at the back and say, you clap nicely, you clap. And follow. But I had this desire. I went to all the Samitis. I would loudly follow and I would sing. But unfortunately, when I hear the students, whatever little confidence I had, it will come crashing. How amazingly they sing like angels. Will I ever be able to sing like this? And then I noticed something. There was this group of men and women. They were singing on Thursdays and Sundays in Sai Ram shed in front of Bhagavan. They did not have microphones or anything, and they were sitting and singing in front of Bhagavan. Then I learnt that it is called the Brindavan Bhajan group. And I started praying, the audacity to pray. I prayed, Swami, I know I am not qualified. I have not learned music. I don't know anything about bhajans. I don't know anything but Swami, I want to sing in front of you. Again, no plan attached. No project plan, no follow-up. I forgot. Intense prayer. Swami, what a chance it will be to sing in your presence, Swami. 1 week passes by. Just 1 week. Bhagavan was granting darshan in Sai Ram shed. As he was walking by the Brindavan Bhajan group that was singing, Swami made one remark. He said in Telugu, "Em enta musulu vallu kuchunaru ikkada?" And he walked away. How come all old people are seated here in this group? And he just walked. The group and the leaders, they immediately understood what Bhagavan was saying, that how come only old people are sitting here? I want to see young faces, young people, and they did not have much time to act. Usually, to be part of that bhajan group, to be inducted in that bhajan group, you have to go through a long audition process. Professional musicians will come and check your voice, your quality, your ability to pick a bhajan to a shruti and all that, but they did not have time to do any of that. They had to urgently show some young faces to Swami for the next bhajan session, and there I was wandering in Vrindavan wearing a scarf, and they had seen me in all the Samitis clapping very loudly sitting at the back. They said, "Boy, you are inducted." 1 week after I offered the prayer, I was sitting at the very lotus feet of the Lord. What can this be attributed but to His grace and compassion? With absolutely no knowledge, no qualification. I was so ignorant. When I was sitting in Brindavan Bhajan group, I used to genuinely think that a harmonium is a waste of real estate in bhajans. Because if harmonium is not there, we can sit closer to Swami. Why is this blocking the way? So ignorant that when we had the opportunity to lead bhajans in front of Swami, I did not even know how to start a bhajan to the key given by the harmonium. So the lead harmonium player will start like this. Dasharatha Nandana Rama. And he will look to us and say, "Do this." Then we will say, "Daya Sagara Rama." Because we did not know how to start a bhajan to the harmonium key. And that again is nothing important or great about us. It shows how the Lord is. It did not matter to Him. If musical qualification is what mattered to Him, all the greatest musicians in this world are at His disposal. That Lord allowed even that, even people with no background whatsoever in music, whatever, he allowed because I prayed. The Lord answered that prayer. And as we were singing, one of the qualifications to sing in Sai Ram Shed, because there were no microphones, was a really loud voice. So we used to scream at the top of our voice so that everybody can hear in Sai Ram Shed, and we used to sing in groups. And then Swami decided to replace the Sai Ram Shed with this beautiful Sai Ramesh Hall in Vrindavan that you all would have seen. And as soon as the construction of the Sai Ramesh Hall started, we started thinking that there is no way Swami is going to allow us to sing in that hall. Because we all know that even though we are really capable of shouting and screaming loudly, we possibly cannot shout loud enough to cover the entire hall that is 5 times as big as Sai Ram Shed. So we thought our days are being numbered. Any one fine day, Swami is going to send a message to our group saying, thank you very much for your services all these days. Now my students will sing in this new hall. So we were waiting. The Sai Ramesh Hall was inaugurated, and one Thursday morning, I entered the Sai Ramesh Hall, and the harmonium player was sitting with a pale face. I asked him, what happened? Why are you like this? He said, Hari, we got the message. I said, what is the message? Swami sent a message today saying, we are singing in microphone today. The amount of selflessness I saw in that group that day, I did not see ever again. Everybody was like, no sir, you please sing. No, you sing, I don't want to sing. We are going to let Swami down anyway. Why should it be me? Let it be you. So, as the opportunity came along, I wondered, Swami, what is this? On one side, you have this great student singing so beautifully, and then you have given us also this chance. I know I am not qualified to sing in your presence, especially in a microphone, Swami. We are not trained to sing in the microphone, Swami. Will you please forgive us and allow us to sing in spite of the mistakes we make? And my first chance to sing in microphone happened on a Thursday morning. I happened to be the very first person sitting on the men's side in the corner. Bhagavan was seated there. And this was the song I was going to sing. Rama Rama Jaya Raghukula Tilaka Rajiva Lochana Ram Ishwarama Sutta Jaya Jagavandana Ratnakara Kuladeepa Ratnakara Kuladeepa Sai Ratnakara Kuladeepa. This is not how I sang that day. As I was about to sing, my whole body was shaking in fear. Swami is seated right here. What if I miss the Shruti? What if I make mistakes? What if my Swaram goes away? What if all these mistakes happen? Swami, will you forgive me? I was filled with fear, sweating bullets, wondering what is going to happen. Swami says, why fear when I am here? Swami, I fear because you are here. And as soon as I started singing, looking at Swami helplessly, Rama Rama Jaya Raghukula Tilaka, a smile appeared in Rajiva Lochana. Next line is Rajiva Lochana. It has to become like Rajiva Lotus. And he looked at me and said, why fear? Sing freely. When we are singing to the Lord, why fear? Fear is the last feeling we should have when we sing to the Lord. This is our opportunity to correspond with the Lord. This is our opportunity to communicate, pour our deepest feelings of devotion to that Lord. Sing freely, the Lord said. Ram Ram Jaya Raghukula Tilaka. Ram Ram Jaya Raghukula Tilaka. Rajiva Lochana. Rajiva Lochana. Ishwara Sutta Jaya Jagavandana. Ratnakar Kuldeepa. Ratnakar Kuldeepa. Ratnakar Kuldeepa. Sai Ratnakar Kuldeepa. Ram Ram Jaya Raghukula Tilaka. Rajiva Lochana. Ishwara Sutta Jaya Jagavandana. Ratnakar Kuldeepa. Ratnakar Kuldeepa. Ratnakar Kuldeepa. Sai Ratnakar Kuldeepa. Ram Ram Jaya Raghukula Tilaka. Because of the encouragement given by Bhagavan and the opportunities he just poured, I started singing week after week, numerous opportunities. And as the opportunities were given by Bhagavan, every week I was singing 3 bhajans in his presence. And at some point, I genuinely started thinking that I must indeed be a good singer. Because I am getting a chance to sing in front of Bhagavan, so I must indeed be a great singer. Because he seems to be enjoying it. Swami says ego stands for edging God out. And when ego happens, he goes. Bhagavan, the greatest gift that can be given to us, that is why we call him Madhu Sudana. The one who destroys the demon called Madhu. Madhu also means sweet. What is very sweet, the Lord destroys. Ego is very sweet. Just to think about how great we are and all that, he will come and give a whack. And when the Lord does that, he constantly gives us that ego treatment. We should consider ourselves fortunate. Instead of allowing that ego to grow and grow and grow and destroy us ultimately, when the Lord takes corrective action immediately, then we are lucky, fortunate, we are safe. And there, as I started developing that I am such a great singer, Bhagavan had to prove to me that you are not. So one Thursday morning, out of my ignorance and arrogance, and I was sitting there in the front, Bhagavan came and it was my turn to sing next. And unfortunately, because of my arrogance, I had not even decided which bhajan to sing. And the harmonium player was trying to desperately get my attention. Because he has to give the right shruti in the harmonium. And this is a good thing about bhajans. If you mess up, you can always blame the harmonium player. And in front of Bhagavan, we are not supposed to talk to each other. So we can only exchange notes, written notes. So Swami is seated there, he is trying to get my attention. At the very last minute, I wrote saying Shivaya Namah Shiva. Shivaya Namah Shiva, Shivaya Namah Shiva, Shivaya Namah Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namah Shiva, Shivaya Namah Shiva. Very, very simple bhajan. The bhajan that offers Om Namah Shivaya, first salutation to Lord Shiva. Unfortunately, because the harmonium player did not have enough time to find out the right scale in which this bhajan can be started, I ended up ignoring the harmonium player, and our ladies, sisters, they were singing the previous bhajan. I ended up starting this bhajan at a much, much higher scale, in the same scale in which they finished the previous bhajan, which was about 4 scales higher than this. Shivaya Namah Shiva, Shivaya Namah Shiva. As soon as I started the bhajan, I knew it had disaster written all over it. I knew that there is no way that I am going to finish this bhajan. As soon as I started, instantly I realized what I had done. What ego trip, how far ego trip can take you. I looked at Swami. Swami looked at me like this. What have you done? And luckily, our brothers, they launched a rescue operation. They immediately took the microphone away from me. They kept it in front of another singer who had a much elastic voice. And that boy ended up finishing the bhajan. I felt so miserable. The lesson learned very well, saying, what have I done, Swami? What a fool I became. Thinking that I am so great that I can actually sing without practice. I can be so arrogant to select a bhajan at the very last minute. Swami, what a fool I am, and what a chance I have lost. By demonstrating that ego in the very presence of God. And I thought, I don't even deserve to be part of that bhajan group. I should not ever sit in that bhajan group. I should never enter Vrindavan again. I don't even deserve Swami. So I announced all of this to the bhajan group saying, I am not coming to Vrindavan from now on. I will never touch my foot here. I will not enter this place because I don't deserve to be here. With a very heavy heart, I went back home crying and crying, asking for forgiveness, praying, Swami, will you please forgive me for what I did today? Days passed by. That Sunday, for the first time in a long time, I did not go to Vrindavan when Swami was present in Vrindavan physically. It was painful sitting at home wondering whether Swami will forgive. Next Thursday, again I did not go to Vrindavan. I went to the office sitting and wondering what must be going on in Vrindavan. What a chance I lost because of my arrogance and stupidity. And around 10 o'clock, I get a phone call from one of the brothers in the bhajan group. He said, Hari, why you didn't come to Vrindavan? He asked. I said, you know why from now on I cannot come to Vrindavan. I let Swami down. And he said, Hari, Swami was looking for you today. At first I thought he was messing with me. Then I asked him what really happened. Swami was walking around the bhajan group as if he was searching for somebody. This boy used to sit next to me always. He asked this boy, where is that boy? This boy did not know which boy Swami was referring to. So he asked Swami, ever Swami, who Swami? That boy with spectacles, where is he? At that time I was the only boy wearing spectacles in the group. He said, Swami, what Raledu Swami? Swami, he did not come. Swami said, stupid. Now it was clear Swami was referring to me. Then I was so happy when they explained this, that Swami was looking for you. I went to Vrindavan on Sunday. But there was a little prayer and a desire. Swami, if you were really looking for me, how nice it will be if you can confirm that to me also. Very interesting. I quickly checked that I was the only one wearing spectacles. But still that desire, that prayer was there. How nice it will be, Swami. But that Sunday happened to be Ganesh Chaturthi. Students took over. They did a beautiful music program. And Swami took Aarati and went inside. Usually Sunday, our bhajan group does bhajans morning till evening. And we were standing near the hostel wondering what to do next. And suddenly there was a commotion saying Swami is coming to the hostel. And we all started doing our crowd control business. And as we were standing there, Swami gently stepped out of Vrindavan. And from a very far away distance, he looked at me and said, Dunnapoda, buffalo. So our bhajan group member said, Swami is calling, go. So I ran to Bhagwan, and with the love of 1,000,000 mothers, he asked, Ennathukku varala Thursday? Why you didn't come on Thursday? He asked. What will I tell him? He said, take Pada Namaskar. I asked for forgiveness. This Lord did not just stop here. Because I could not sing, because I was I was feeling always bad that I did not have a good voice to sing. Feeling so inferior, praying, Swami, I want to sing like your students, Swami. Even if I don't sing like them, at least somewhere along that path, in a scale of 1 to 10, maybe 0.5, Swami, something, I want to sing better than this, need a better voice, Swami. Praying and praying. Here I was making mistakes because of the ego. The Lord, the mother was willing to forgive all of that. Brothers and sisters, only mother can do that. Even the gravest mistakes we make in life, a mother will never ever say, okay, you're no longer my child. No. Karuna Sadani, Karuna Mahima, Partishwari, Jagat Janani. Mother will forgive. She is willing to put everything aside and say, come, I will always take care of you. I will always forgive you. And here, I was asking for a chance to sing and sing and sing, and Swami thought, okay, this fellow's voice is the problem. He did not just stop there by forgiving, granting Pada Namaskar. A couple of weeks later, he materialized Vibhuti and applied on my throat and said, Adi clear avutundra, your voice will become clear. Brothers and sisters, our Vrindavan Bhajan Group brothers will vouch for this. Within 3 months, my voice completely changed. Power of prayer. That one pointed focus. When we pray, it does not escape him. He will give. He has come here to give. And the Lord fulfilled even that desire. After that, I moved to California. And after I moved to California, I started feeling that, Swami, I have not sung a bhajan in front of you for a long, long time. I was officially part of the Vrindavan Bhajan Group. So I would call our brothers in the Bhajan Group every week, twice. I want to know everything that is going on in Vrindavan. On Thursdays and Sundays, who sang what bhajan, I want to know. I want to imagine all of that darshan happening and all these boys singing and so on. And all the stories I want to hear. So much of desire to be, at least mentally be part of that. And I was feeling, Swami, I should get one chance to sing in your presence. I don't know when I will get that chance. So one year, I went back to Brindavan and I had a vacation of 3 weeks. And as I am flying in the aircraft, my Silicon Valley mind is working. And I'm making all these calculations. Brindavan Bhajan group gets a chance to sing in front of Swami on Thursday mornings, Sunday mornings and Sunday evenings. So every week, 3 chances, potentially. So I am going to spend 3 weeks there, 3 Sundays, 3 Thursdays, so 9 chances potentially. So I thought it will be nice, Swami, if I get at least one of those chances. One chance, it will be nice. And I arrived in Brindavan. I was wondering whether I should just go ahead and say, I want to sing. So I asked, can you please add my name to that list? And they had. I asked for my name with this song. Mandir mein tum Ram Sai, Masjid mein Noor Muhammad. I wanted to sing this bhajan, so they put my name at the very end of that list, very generously. Number 13 on the men's list, Hari, Mandir mein tum Ram Sai. At least in cricket you have 12th man. Here I was the 13th man. And I was waiting. And in Brindavan, when Swami sits for bhajans, usually he sits for about 5, 6, 7 bhajans and takes arati. And Sunday mornings also, he sits for about 5, 6 bhajans. The bhajans continue through the day. They switch off the microphones and Swami goes inside. And he will come back again in the evening, sit for about 5, 6 bhajans, and then he takes arati. So and in our bhajan group, women also have to sing. So if I have to really get a chance to sing in front of Bhagwan, then Swami has to sit for 26 bhajans. And there is no way that is going to happen. Very, very rarely such things have happened. So first Thursday comes and goes, Sunday comes and goes, Thursday comes and goes, Sunday comes and goes, the third Thursday comes. Now I am getting really, really nervous. My flight back to California is on Sunday night. On Thursday morning, I am thinking, Swami, today will you sit for a few more bhajans? Will I get a chance somehow? But unfortunately, that Thursday also I did not get a chance. So I thought maybe Sunday, last Sunday I am going to be here, I am going to get a chance. Thursday morning also, Swami sat for a few bhajans and went inside. The bhajans continued. Now Sunday evening is the last chance. So I thought I should take my shamelessness to the next level. So I immediately went to the bhajan group leader and said, can you please promote me and make me the first singer in the list for this evening? He said, no problem. And he took my name and put it on the very top of the list. And I thought, what a fool I was. I should have done this 3 weeks ago and saved myself all this tension. My name was at the very top of the list. I was so happy that afternoon I am going to get this chance to sing this song in front of Bhagavan. I am the first singer on the list. Very happy with perfume and all. I am ready. Let me also smell good when I am singing. I am sitting there at 3 o'clock and here's what happens in Vrindavan. The microphones are off. Men and women are singing. Swami may step out of his residence, Tri Vrindavan residence, anytime. And it can be in the middle of any bhajan that is going on. How do we know that he has stepped out? Suddenly the microphone will get switched on. And it can happen in the middle of any bhajan. So as we were singing, the microphone is the indication. So the microphone is kept in front of me. It is still not switched on. So I started observing something. Every time the men started singing a bhajan, the bhajan group leader will bend to me and ask me, Hari, do you know this song? I look at the bhajan and say, yeah, I know this bhajan. When it started happening for the second or the third time, I started getting suspicious. I asked him, why are you asking me? Then he said, there is a reason why I am asking you. If Swami happens to step out when men are singing a bhajan, then the first person on top of the men's list, the microphone is in front of him, that person should sacrifice his bhajan and simply finish this bhajan in the microphone. That is the rule. And I know that Swami takes about 1.5 bhajans to get to his chair. Now I no longer want to be the first person in the list. Silver medal is good enough, no gold medal please. But it is too late to ask for that. I started wondering, now this situation is not in my favor at all. I started praying, Swami, how do I get the chance now? I have come this close. How am I going to get a chance? I started thinking, maybe I will get a chance to sing in front of Swami if Swami steps out when women are singing a bhajan. That will work perfectly in my favor, especially if they are singing a very, very lengthy bhajan, violating all the bhajan rules, singing each line 3-4 times. Feel free, be my guest. And I started praying intensely. As soon as the women started singing on bhajan, I started praying, Swami, please come, Swami. And as soon as that bhajan ended, men started singing, Swami, please don't come, Swami. It is not in my favor. For the next half hour, I started praying, please come, please don't come, please come, please don't come, please come, please don't come. And it was going on, and the men started a bhajan. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om Namah Shivaya. As soon as this bhajan was about to start, I knew it was a small bhajan also. So I started praying, Swami, please don't come. This is a too small a bhajan. But unfortunately, as soon as the bhajan started, the microphone got switched on. So the bhajan leader indicated to me, you have to sing and finish this bhajan. And my heart just sank. I started crying. I realized what Swami had done. Swami, you brought me this far. I was praying for years and years for one opportunity, one chance to sing in front of you. In this entire trip, my only attention was getting this chance. And you brought me this close, Swami. And you did not fulfill even this one prayer, Swami. I started crying. Because I know by the time Swami reaches here, this song will be long gone, long finished. And I started crying and crying, closing my eyes, I started singing. As I was singing the third line, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om Namah Shivaya. As I was singing that line, the brother sitting next to me, he just patted on my lap and he said, open your eyes. I opened my eyes. Bhagavan was standing there. Bhagavan was standing, holding his chair like this and looking at me and smiling. For the entire bhajan from that point onwards, he was just standing, looking at me and smiling. All the tears of sorrow and pain disappeared, instantly replaced with tears of joy and happiness and gratitude. Oh Lord, you came because I cried and called you, you came. And for the entire bhajan, Bhagavan stood there and looked at me, and he knew I was leaving that day, and I was singing, pouring my heart out in gratitude that day. It was so beautiful. The bhajan was finished that day. After the bhajan was over, Swami went inside. I started getting a little doubt. This is technically impossible. Because I know this is a small bhajan. Maybe they switched on the bhajan, the microphone a little too late. That is why Swami was able to get here. So I wanted to confirm that that is what has happened. So I went inside. I asked the person who was responsible for microphones, I asked him what happened today, was everything okay? And he said, Hari, something very interesting happened today. What happened, sir? As soon as the doors of Trai Vrindavan opened, of course the Lord stepped out. But the Lord, who is very, very gentle, smooth and slow, floating, by the time he reaches the Sai Ramesh Hall, that day that Lord was in a mad rush. As soon as he stepped out, he was practically running towards the Sai Ramesh hall. Usually the Sevadal boy who stands near the doors of the Sai Ramesh hall, he opens the door only at the very last moment, but Swami indicated to him through the eye from a very distance itself, open the door, because the Lord had an important duty to fulfill. One child is crying, one crying child is one child too many for the Lord. He cannot afford that. When the child desperately calling and crying, saying, will you come? What other business this Lord has but to come? So he wanted to prove not just to me, to entire humanity, when you call, I shall come, because I have given that money back guarantee to all my devotees. The Lord came running just to stand and fulfill the desire of one devotee. What else can we say, Swami? Our first salutation goes at your lotus feet. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. When I used to sing in Vrindavan, I used to get a doubt very frequently. Swami, you are telling me that these sages and saints conducted penance for thousands and thousands of years to attain moksha, to realize themselves. And here you are, you have come in Kali Yuga and you are telling me that even me can attain that same liberation, that experience, that complete oneness in Kali Yuga through this little thing called bhajan singing. Seriously, Swami? Is it possible to attain that level of consciousness where we can completely forget ourselves, completely experience that oneness that great saints achieved through thousands and thousands of years of penance? Is it possible, Swami? Of course you have come and you have declared that Sai Mata Satya Mata, but I need evidence. Prayer, please prove it to me that this is what it is. So one evening, our beloved Bhagavan decided to teach me that lesson. I was sitting at home on a Wednesday evening. I was looking at Bhagavan's picture with my harmonium. I was sitting. I started singing a bhajan. Janani ma sai Janani ma sai Janani ma. The bhajan starts with calling the mother. Janani means mother, Ma means mother, Sai also means mother. Amma, 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 again and again we are calling. Will any mother in this world get bored because you are calling me again and again, Amma, Amma? Change it. No. Any number of times you call her, she will never get tired. And the moment you call, she will come running. The first line calls with the depth of sadness. Janani ma sai. That yearning, Janani ma, mother will come running. What do you want? We are happy mother came. Janani ma sai. You came, mother. Who is this mother? We ask. This is not ordinary mother. This is divine mother. She has come here to. Vahini means stream. Prema, dharma, dhyana, jnana, everything flows from that mother to us. Prema vahini ma, jnana vahini ma, dharma vahini ma, dhyana vahini ma. All these things flow from this mother, but very interestingly, Bhagavan had decided that day to teach me a very, very powerful lesson. To demonstrate that there should be no difference between the singer, the song, and the sung. No difference. It is all oneness. As soon as I started that bhajan, I instantly lost consciousness of my entire existence. For the entire duration of that bhajan, I became a witness. That harmonium was not any different from me. The song was not different. The mother was not different. A complete oneness Bhagavan granted through the 3 minutes. And when the bhajan actually ended, I arrived as if on the planet with a thud. I realized what Bhagavan had done. What a powerful experience he granted. This is what I was wondering. I was praying, Swami, is this true? And he granted, of course, fellow, when I have come here, will I waste my time with Nama Sankirtana? When the Lord has taken the Sankalpa, the will to grant each and every one of us that supreme state of liberation consciousness and saying, you hold on to the name, you will become that name. Can he ever be wrong? But then I wanted to make sure I took the right message from this. Yes, Swami, yes, of course, this is the message. That I can become that song. I can sing with that kind of intensity, with that kind of focus and devotion, that we can become one with that experience. As I was thinking like that, I was thinking, if Swami, if that is the message I should understand from this, I need you to confirm this to me. Tomorrow I am coming to Vrindavan. All I want is one smile, Swami. If you smile to me, at me, then I will understand this is the message. So I went to Vrindavan. I usually sit on the 4th row in the Vrindavan Bhajan row. That day, the main harmonium player, who has not missed one bhajan in 30 years, he does not show up. So they asked me to come to the front, very front, with the harmonium. So I was sitting there, still experiencing the waves from that experience Bhagavan had granted, and Bhagavan was going around in darshan, and it was my turn to sing next. What else can I attribute this to than to his love? Prema Ishwar hai, Ishwar prema hai. So I started singing this bhajan, and I was opening my eyes to see where Swami is. And as soon as I started singing, Swami was just walking like this, and he turned to the right. And from that distance, he was looking at me like this. And as he started taking each step, a small smile appeared in his face. You wanted a smile, right? And a small smile appeared, and with each step, that smile became broader and broader and broader and broader. A very, very beautiful smile. And he walked and walked and walked, and I am wondering, Swami, you cannot walk any further because the harmonium is coming in your way. And I know he is aware of that. And he did not want to move any further. He stood right between my feet and the harmonium, and he stood right here looking at me intently, and I am singing Har Dadkan mein Sai Samaya Ishwar Prema hai. And throughout that time, Swami is looking at me and smiling. You wanted the confirmation about the message, you fellow, with a small smile. Let me make it clear so that you will never ever get this doubt. When I have come here with this sankalpa, that this name can grant you liberation, grant each and everyone a liberation. That is why the Lord came, spending so much time with each and every one of us, brothers and sisters, and that can be attributed only to his love. Prema Ishwar hai. I know I have gone over the time, but I will sign off with a couple of very powerful, beautiful messages. Last year, I had the opportunity to visit one of Swami's mandirs in the state of Tamil Nadu in India. Very beautiful mandir. And after Bhagavan's Mahasamadhi, because of my very limited devotion, ignorance, combination of all of that, I was missing Swami so much. Saying, Swami, I need you to show that you are here with me. So in this mandir, there were many, many stories of Bhagavan actually demonstrating his presence in a very, very tangible way. So I heard a lot of stories. When students came, again students. When students came, Swami's chair actually moved 30 feet from his room all the way to the staircase, they told me. Okay. So on Guru Purnima day last year, after the satsang was over, they said, sir, can we go upstairs to have Swami's darshan? We went upstairs. Swami's chair that was kept in his bedroom had moved about 30 feet, and it had come to the edge of that hall. And I looked at it. Impressive, but not inspiring. Silicon Valley. So I went around that beautiful hall where there is a very beautiful jhula, swing kept for Swami. And there was a dining table. Most of the food was consumed in that dining table. So they said, sir, Swami has eaten all the prasadam, and this happens very frequently, they said. Oh, I see. And everybody prostrated, and I'm looking at all of this, and this desire, Swami. In normal circumstances, you know, I will believe this. But I am not willing to believe this. I want a little bit more concrete evidence that this is all you. Because anybody hungry might have finished this plate. And just so that People will believe they might have moved your chair also. It is very easy to move the chair 30 feet. It is not a big deal, Swami. But if it is really you that did this, I need evidence right now. Right now, on this day of Guru Purnima, I am standing here right next to your Jula, Swami. Not a speck of wind here. Move this Jula, I said in my heart. As soon as I finished that thought, that swing started moving. So clearly, 15-20 of us were watching it. It started moving not by wind, as if somebody was pushing gently on both sides. It did not move for 10 seconds or 20 seconds. 15 minutes. It was moving and moving and moving and moving. When we pray that you better show me and he better show, that is the kind of right we have with him. And when we have built that kind of intense relationship with that Lord, he is willing to step on this planet again, show his divine dance, his tandavam can happen all over again. Brothers and sisters, I will sign off with this one message. One devotee once asked Swami, why exactly did you descend upon earth? What brought you here? So he was prepared for getting a very convoluted, complicated answer from Swami. Swami said it was very simple. That old man prayed. That is why I came, he said. There was nothing complicated about that. Kondamaraju, the old man, he prayed. What amount of devotion one devotee should have to have the conviction that he is actually communicating with the Lord himself. Lord Rama himself saying, the world has become like this. Oh Lord Rama, you please descend upon earth to fix all of this. But let me be very specific, that man said. When you descend upon the earth, you better be born in my family, he said. How specific can you be in your prayers? And that man prayed. That's all it took for the Lord of the very universe to set foot on this earth to make Patita Pavana, lowly people becoming holy people. To transform each and every one of us, all it took was one prayer, brothers and sisters. That is the power of prayer. When we sincerely pray for the Lord, I am looking at all the Mahima Swami left behind us, all the wonderful glory, all the beautiful experiences he has granted to each and every one of us. I consider that as the divine dance, the Tandavam. That Tandavam has happened in our lives. His dance is happening in our hearts. Every single day I am wondering, can I have enough of this? I cannot have enough of this. I want more. I want more and more of this. I don't want liberation. I want Swami more. More and more of Swami. I want to experience this Shiva every single day in my life. When the father takes his little son to excite him, to play with him, the father turns his son all over and plays with the son gets all dizzy and excited and says, oh my God, this is so scary and stuff. And the father turns his son all over and he puts his son down. The son is dizzy and he's all saying, and he says, let's do it again. That is how I feel about Swami, brothers and sisters. I cannot have enough of Swami. We cannot have enough of Swami. Any amount of Swami is not too much. What a beautiful experience it will be when the Lord steps on earth. And that is what we have learned when we call, if we call sincerely with the heart filled with love and devotion. He has no business but to come. And all it takes is prayer. With that power of prayer, we have been given that powerful equipment, powerful weapon of prayer filled with love and devotion to experience Him, to bring Him back to this world. Let us pray. Like that man did, let us pray. I will share one bhajan. That bhajan demonstrates the Tandavam, demonstrates Shiva's dance. When the composer of this bhajan for the first time sang this bhajan in Parthi, in Bhagavan's presence, the students thought that what an ordinary looking person he is, what on earth he might sing, and he released this bhajan for the first time. You know what happened? He sang the first speed, Swami looked at him and said, sing more. and he sang the second speed. Swami looked at him and sang third speed, and he looked at the singer again and said, sing fourth speed. When the devotee wanted, now the devotee wanted more, he sang the next speed. Now the Lord is looking, saying, I want more, and you sing the next speed. He went and took this song to 5-6 speeds. When the devotee wants, the Lord wants even more. We want Swami so much, Swami wants us equally so much. Shiva, 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 Om. Hare, 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 Om. Shiva, 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 Hare, 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 Bhole Shankar, Om. भोले शंकर ओ, भोले शंकर ओ, ओम नमः शिवाय ओ, ओम नमः शिवाय ओ। डम 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 डमरू बोले, बोले शंकर ओ। भोले शंकर ओ, भोले शंकर ओ। ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय। शिव 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 ओम हर 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 ओम। शिव 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 हर 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 भोले शंकर ओम। डम 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 डमरू बोले, बोले शंकर ओ। भोले शंकर ओ, भोले शंकर ओ। ओम नमः शिवाय 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 ओम नमः शिवाय। शिव 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 ओम हर 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 थैंक यू लॉर्ड भगवान। जय साईं।